Field with Vladi from Lucid. Hey man, welcome to Conference Live in the field.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, it's really cool. You know, I just got a second to meet you a little while ago. Your company, Lucid, and you guys got some really cool stuff. Tell our viewers out there about what Lucid does.
We have a data platform for building operations, and so there's a lot of talk today about IoT, about building technology, about analytics. And to actually piece all the things together in a common fabric, we have a platform to connect a lot of devices, a lot of data streams, so that operators can actually make sense of how their buildings are performing and transform their business. We started the company about 12 years ago, and we're now deployed over 13,000 commercial buildings and about 1.5 billion square feet of space.
It's quite a few square feet of space there, buddy. But you were telling me a little bit. You guys really connect all the disparate systems, not just the building automation systems with the security, but you guys are actually able to generate financial reports and all kinds of other things, right?
I mean, that's the biggest challenge that this industry faces, is we're still mostly running commercial building operations in Excel. And so you're sitting on tremendous amounts of data. You've got legacy building systems, you've got some next generation IoT. You can see Intel is here. They have a big presence. They've launched a new building automation gateway for buildings. You see things like panoramic power with wireless sensors for energy monitoring. But you end up with 15 different logins and passwords for every single building. So if you're a big portfolio, that's pretty unmanageable. So we've built over 180 integrations to tie all those disparate systems together, get the data in the cloud, centralize it, and begin to build software on top. So we look at the opportunity of bringing software innovation to really the last segment of the economy where we don't use enterprise software to run our business.
Very cool. And of course, when you get it up in the cloud, you protect it. I mean, cybersecurity is something we're hearing a lot about these days. Talk to us about what Lucid does to protect the data.
I'd say that's really one of the threads at a conference that we're seeing is you're deploying IT infrastructure. When you deploy new building technology, you're putting devices on a network. And so unless you do it in the right way and you really think about security, you can put a bunch of vulnerability vectors on your network. A couple rules of thumb: if you're just collecting data, push the data out. You want devices that are pushing in. You don't want software vendors reaching into your systems to read anything. And so I think that's where we still have a big gap when it comes to controls technology. Control systems have been built to stay within the building and not be connected to the internet. Most traditional BMS systems weren't really designed to be internet connected. It's an artifact of how we want to operate them. So companies like Intel are really solving some of that security challenge of how do you connect OT technology and converge with IT technology.
Right now, so with all the analytics, are you guys doing some predictive stuff with your analytics as well? If so, how are you guys doing that?
Yeah, so generally the way customers interact with data is the first piece they do is they get it in one place, so they centralize it. And they look at easy ways to improve their business, easy ways to improve their buildings. The next thing they want to do is actually transform how they go about budgeting and forecasting for next year, how they go about avoiding peak demand charges. And so that's where we use machine learning based on the data that we have to really understand how does your building typically perform, so that when conditions start to change, we can anticipate what's going to happen, and if it matters, let you know. And why is predictive important to buildings? It's because facility management by nature is a reactive profession. You're dealing with fires on a daily basis, and the hottest fire is the one that gets all the attention. So you need to inject yourself in that reactive flow if you want attention from a facility operator.
Very cool. Describe your ideal customer.
I'd say an ideal customer is an organization who wants to transition to data-driven operations. Right, and that's change management, and that's a cultural shift within organizations. So you need to have buy-in across the board. So an ideal customer is one where we would engage not only facility and energy, it's also a customer where we would engage the finance stakeholders early on, the sustainability practitioners, and also the operations people, and the building owner at the end of the day. So that's really an ideal customer, is when you have buy-in across the organization that you actually want to become a much more efficient organization that also, by the way, has more efficient buildings.
Well, absolutely. And one of the trends we track is that if you are, sustainability almost has to be part of your brand now, but you have to make that visible. So things like energy dashboards and making that visible to your customers is really an important piece. Are you getting a lot of your real estate people asking you to make those sorts of things visible for their tenants?
It's interesting, yeah, absolutely. And if you look at across public traded entities, 74% of shareholder initiatives have had a sustainability focus. And so that's a big driver of asset value right now. And the returns you're seeing on asset value are pretty significant. So there's a lot of sustainability driven initiatives to improve efficiency. And some of that pressure, frankly, comes from the tenant. I think for multi-tenant spaces, you want to reduce the friction between landlord and tenant. So having information at your fingertips really helps. The tenants themselves have commitment targets, they have reduction goals, they have sustainability goals, and that exerts pressure on the whole building industry to respond.
Very, very cool. Listen, how would the group here get hold of you guys? What's the best website to connect with you guys at?
Our website is lucidconnects.com. We've got a very interesting blog, so we post various pieces about the industry and how it's changing and how it's shifting. So you should go check it out at lucidconnects.com.
Definitely. Vladi, thanks so much. Hey, Jerry, back to you.
Thank you.